fork and spoon. This is the fourth and final Halloween video for this year. I promise lots of great stuff next year as well, because Halloween is my favorite and I do think about it all year long. But today I'm going to show you how to make a super simple but tasty treat. So this is, I've named them, let me remember what I named them. I've named them Meltaway Candy Pops. There we go, Meltaway Candy Pops. Basically, our main ingredient is organic coconut butter. So not coconut oil, we need coconut butter. You could make your own by blending unsweetened, dried, flaked coconut in your food processor until it gets really smooth. But you want it to be warm and melted. So when you buy the packaged, I have Artisana raw coconut butter today. You just want to melt this. So you could dip this jar in a bowl of hot water or stick it in the microwave or in a little stovetop pot full of hot water. But you want it to be melty. So to this, basically, that could just be it. But I'm going to add something for color and something for a little bit of sweetness. So I have here some beets and carrots that I've juiced. Now you absolutely, this is optional. It's not going to end up tasting like beets and carrots, I promise you. We're just going to add a couple drops for a hint of color because I have got pumpkin-shaped candy molds we're going to use today. So I'm going for a pumpkin. I got a little more red and less orange than I wanted, but I'm just going to put in a couple drops and stir that around and see. We don't want to put too much because it will kind of change the consistency as well. We're pretty close, actually. I think I'm going to add like another drop. Okay, that should be good. If you don't have a juicer, but you still want a natural way to color your pops, you can buy carrot juice in small glass bottles. If there's kind of a natural section of your grocery store, they usually have some healthier juices. And then alternately, you could absolutely use orange food coloring. So that looks good on color. You'll get to see it when I pour it in the molds in a second. And then just for a touch of sweet, the coconut's a little naturally sweet on its own. I'm going to add a couple drops of vanilla creamed stevia. So this is Sweet Leaf Sweet Drops, and it's vanilla cream flavor. So that's going to give us a bit of a vanilla along with our coconut and a little bit more sweet. So a little goes a long way with that. Really taste test after a drop or two and see if you want to add more. I taste tested yesterday. Okay, we're good to go. So now we just want to pour them in our mold. So I have my mold on a cookie sheet because I'm then going to transfer this to the freezer, and that makes it a little bit easier to navigate. So the molds have this little stick part here where we're going to insert the stick. These are called pop molds or candy pop molds. I got mine at like a Michael's craft store. So you're just going to take a spoon, or I'm using a tiny whisk, and pour a little bit in each one. And go slowly because we don't want to overfill them. So I'm not going to fill them all the way quite yet, because once I add the stick, I'm going to put a little bit more on top to keep that stick in place. Now you saw today I stirred straight into my jar. I made a batch yesterday, so my jar was only about half full. If you don't want to make a very large batch, you would just melt this coconut butter and transfer it to some kind of bowl to mix in. Unless you want to color your whole jar orange anyway, then I guess it doesn't matter. But I think one jar would make, and it depends on the size of the mold that you're using. You could use witch's finger shape. You could use lots of Halloween candy molds out there. But I think in this case, well, actually a little bit more. This would probably make 2 trays full, so I could do this twice. I only did a half a batch yesterday, and I've got some left. So now you're going to take your sticks and set them down inside. You want them to go as far to the top of the shape as possible, just for stability. We don't want just the little tip in the candy. And we want it to try to lay flat. It's going to have the tendency to want to pop up, which is why we're going to take this next step. So once you have your sticks in there, I'm going to take this again and just pour a little bit over top of the stick, and that'll help weight it down and sit flat. Now these will overfill pretty easily, so you want to be careful, but when you're done, if they do, they'll just have a little bit of a rim around the side of the shape that we're going for, and you can just break those little pieces off. So it's not the end of the world if you overfill them on accident. All right. So what we're going to do is pop these in the freezer. So today I'm going to pop them in the freezer, and then I will show you a photograph when they're all finished. But they pop out of this mold really easily. You just want to hold on to both the stick and the mold and just kind of press. They're going to pop right out and have cute little pumpkin shapes. And they're they look like a white chocolate pop, except they're coconut butter. So they're delicious. I'm going to display them in a fun way and show you those once they've chilled. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you tune in all month long for all of my Halloween videos. If you didn't, please go back and watch. There are 3 more fun Halloween recipes. They are all healthy, they're all plant-based, and most importantly, they're all delicious. So thank you again for tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know if you tried these. I would love to hear what you think. In the comments below, tell me your favorite Halloween candy. It's Halloween week, so I hope you have some very exciting plans. I am not throwing a party this year. I throw a really big party every other year, and because I put so much work into it, I need a whole year to recover afterwards. So I spent this month of October sharing with you how to make really great parties. I appreciate you tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be having great holiday content for the winter holidays coming up as well.